Geno, Jake says he's been telling you you've lost your mojo. But what does that mean? What are you going to do to get it back?
I don't quite know what that means. He's been saying it a lot. I'm guessing he's saying Mamatsi or whatever it is that gets us to win games. Basically, that means we got to win.
In talking to Dana, he says that maybe you've been a little bit too hard on yourself, and that some of the losses you need to make sure that you realize it's not just you. I mean, what have those conversations been like, and what's he tried to say to you to keep you on track going forward?
Well, Dana knows that I'm my biggest critic, and I'm always going to be hard on myself. But I always keep things in perspective, and I understand that it's a team game. No one man can win or lose a game. It's 11 men on both sides of the ball, including special teams, and we all got to come together and just play as a team, as we've always done. It's not the end of the world. We've lost 2 games. It's something that we obviously don't want to happen ever, but you got to play the cards you're dealt with, and. Right now we're in a situation where we just got to win and pull together and just continue to work hard and keep maximum effort. Guys got to continue to buy in and just stick to the plan.
And so what are the specific things in the past 2 weeks that you've done to get back to winning football?
Well, I've continued to work hard. I've continued to stay confident. I've continued to believe in my guys and believe in this coaching staff and just trust what's around me. I understand that my job is to play quarterback and quarterback only and not to take on any other role. So I'm going to do my job to the best of my ability and let things play out.
Geno, it seems like regardless of the situation, a couple tough losses or a couple good wins, you're always able to keep that same real consistent, grounded mentality. How are you able to do that?
Well, just remembering that it's a football game, and the main thing is that you go into each game with the intent to win every one of them, and it's a 50-50 shot. You're going to win or you're going to lose, and you got to make enough plays to win the game. And I understand as the quarterback, the ball's in my hand majority of the time, and I control a lot of what's going on the field. So, which is why I'm hard on myself, because I want to win them all, and that's just the way I am. I'm not going to change that, but I'm not going to get down on myself. And when we do good, I'm not going to get too cocky. I'm going to remain the same person.
Geno, talk a little bit about this TCU defense. They're a young bunch, but they seem to have a lot of talent.
Yeah, they're very talented, really good corners, really aggressive. They do a great job of covering guys up. I'm going to have to be really accurate this week, as I am every week. And the key thing for us is not to worry about the circumstances or who we play or what they do in the sense of them throwing us off. We got to remain on track and just stay at a steady pace and not get weary. And as long as we continue to play together as an offense, and I'm pretty sure we'll pull out of this slump we've been in. And it's one of those things where it happens, unfortunately, to every team. But you got to be strong-willed and strong-minded enough to pull out of that, and figure out a way to win.
Geno, how much of this, you mentioned not worry about circumstances. And at the beginning of each of the last 2 games, the circumstances have been that you've gone in there, you've had a couple of 3-and-outs or short series, and you just haven't gotten going. How much of that is, whether it's mental or just a rhythm or whatever, you just haven't gotten going, and that's when you play the best?
Yeah, I think as any offense, as any team, you do good when the momentum's on your side and when you're in the rhythm. I think the great teams and the champions, which we want to be eventually, they do a great job with maintaining things when the momentum isn't on your side and when things aren't particularly going your way, finding ways to fight through that, because every game is not going to be where as uphill as you want it to be, or as everything's just in your favor, balls being caught, incredible one-handed catches as we've had in the past, or just great blocking all around, backs hitting the hole, doing great things. Everyone has an off day. So the thing I think we need to do is continue to stay the course, not let that seep into our minds, and just remain humble and remain calm and just play football.
So how do you get better at that? How do you,
It's an experience thing. You can't coach that. It's one thing that you can't coach, and that's composure. And that goes for not just one person or 4 or 5 people on the team, but the entire team. And that's something that is gained through experience and through reps, just through being put in tough situations and being learning how to overcome it. And sometimes you fail at doing so, but all in all, you're going to learn from it.
Geno, I don't always see who wins the toss, but just what the result of it is, the coin toss in the beginning of the game. But Texas, you go down, you score on your opening drive. Then the next two games, I believe the team deferred. And so, the Texas Tech goes down and scores. Kansas State gets a field goal. Is there any thought to, let's just take the ball if we win the toss, get our offense on track right away?
No, I don't think that plays into a game as much as people think it does. I think the key thing is blocking and tackling and hustling. That's what it comes down to. Who wants it more? Who's going to be more physical out there? You can do whatever you want as far as X and O's and schematics and run a bunch of trick plays or blitz every down. But it's ultimately going to come down to the 11 guys out there on the field, and the defense has to beat the offense and vice versa. And our job on offense is to win every down, and I'm pretty sure the defense's job is the same. So we're going to continue to keep that mantra and keep that going, because I think it's a good thing. I think we're headed in the right direction, but we just hit a rough skid and we lost 2 games. So we got to remain humble and calm and just continue to do the things that we've done to win 5 games and 9 games in a row leading back to last year.
Talk a little about your young receivers. You've got Travaris obviously playing now and Devontae Robinson playing now. What have you seen out of those guys and their contributions?
Those guys are really talented freshmen. At times they get out there and their heads are spinning, which is common for all freshmen and young players. But overall, those guys do a great job with effort, and that's never a thing with us. With guys giving maximum effort, those guys come out and they work extremely hard. Also, they have bright futures. I expect those guys to do great things. Once I'm gone from here, I expect those guys to be leaders of this team. But as of right now, they're in a position where, they're not asked to do a whole lot. But when they do get in, all we want is a maximum effort. And, those guys are talented enough to make plays. So as long as they're in there just giving 100%, that's all we can ask from them.